So, how you doing, my Jin? This is Lucifer here, business and spiritual consultant. I guess that's what happens when you don't believe in black magic, demons, and you get messages misconstrued. Um, this is that's it. So a lot of people are like, some people are like, yeah, but what about the magic? Well, yo, bro, like this guy tried cursing me. I think he tried like 300 things. There's a couple pictures. He had the zombie in his kitchen. There was that little black box in his basement. There's another one with some chains on it, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean, bro? Like, I don't know. Maybe he's faking it. But if he's faking it, bro, like, what are you watching? You know what I mean? Everybody wants to make me the bad guy, but he's the one out here talking about cursing dudes, with their ex girlfriends, bro. Like, that's some bullshit right there, making love spells. Love spells are not good to do, man. Love spells always lead to people being fucked up. That's why I don't do love spells. I don't do love spells, man. I don't want that kind of shit. I don't want that kind of like fidgety worm in the brain kind of shit going on. You gotta be like that. You gotta be a kind of like fidgety. You gotta have a worm squirming in your brain. If you don't know what that means, that means like you're like not crazy, but like you don't mind fucking people up kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like you're ready to like you're ready to like fuck somebody's life up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wake up in the morning, you drink coffee, and you're just waiting for somebody to call you and ask you to fuck somebody's life up. I don't do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I don't have a worm scoring in my brain. Well, not for that kind of shit. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Um, I don't do love magic. You know what I mean? Like, it's never good. It never ends up good. It always ends up with both sides being fucked up. Um, the person, the client herself is fucked up. No offense, ladies, but let the guy go. Let the boy go, man. Like, like, get a life. Get a fucking life. The answer is not love spell. The answer is getting a fucking life. I mean, bro, that's the cure. If you want to get past your ex boyfriend, your ex girlfriend, get a fucking life. Don't go practice magic on somebody that don't love you anymore. The person doesn't love you anymore. So how the fuck do you think that situation is gonna end up? You're forcing somebody to love you. That makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense, bro. Like, it's just, it doesn't add up. Like before, when you, the worst person is not the magic practitioner that actually does the love spell. The worst person is the person himself that loves the person, that supposedly loves the person, because you wake up in the morning and instead of telling yourself this person doesn't love me, so if I force him to love me, this will obviously end up in a bad situation. Like, obviously, right? Obviously. Like, you should know that you can't force somebody to love you, bro. And if you actually do force somebody to love you, it's gonna end up bad. Period. What you can do is make yourself look better. What you can do is make yourself look more attractive. What you can do is go to the club with your cell phone. Make sure you got a full charge. Make sure you got a full charge, bro. You know what? Bring your charger with you. All right? You go to the fucking club, right? And then you dance with the most attractive person in that fucking club, right? And then you take a fucking selfie. And then you take a selfie, you post that shit on Instagram, you post that shit, you make sure it's in every fucking social media possible so that motherfucker sees that shit. That's what you do. And don't forget your charger, because that's the thing that most people do. They're ready to do that shit. They wake up, they dress up, they put the makeup on, and then they go out, but they forgot the charger at home, and the shit is half. There's only half a charger on that shit, right? Like everybody does that shit. Everybody, that's the main problem. There's a lot of pictures that should be up right now on Instagram, but the only reason why those pictures are not on Instagram is because you forgot to charge your cell phone. So the problem, the solution is not magic. The solution is Instagram. The solution is Instagram. The solution is fucking Facebook. The solution is fucking Twitter. That's what you need to do. That's how you gonna fix that situation. Then that motherfucker's gonna call you up. It's gonna be like, oh hell nah. You don't need no magic to do that shit, man. Motherfuckers is crazy, man. Y'all, if like both y'all motherfuckers crazy. The client and the magician crazy. Period. Both of these niggas crazy, bro. Like it just never works. I've never seen me in my experience. I've never seen love spells that ended up in a good way. It's just ridiculous. I've never seen that shit. I've never seen that. You know what I mean? Like I've never seen that. I've seen people go crazy. I've seen people ended up in hospitals. I've seen people like just being disturbed. I've never ever 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 like not once. There's no fucking way it's gonna end well. It's negative. It's a negative energy. It's a negative energy. It's not good. It's not a dark energy. It's negative. Period. There's a difference between dark energy and negative. Negative energy is negative energy. Even in darkness, you can be negative. Even in darkness, you can be positive. I'm a positive, dark, black magic practitioner. I don't get involved in like shit that will make people go crazy. You know what I mean? So you got a dude like that challenges a guy like me. Now where you at? Where you at? Where's the motherfucker? You know what I mean? Part of my language, bro. But seriously, where you at? Where you at? Nowhere to be seen. So, like, what goes around comes around, man. You don't believe in karma, but that shit, just because you don't believe in karma, that doesn't mean that karma doesn't believe in you, is what I always say. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't like karma. I feel like karma hits good people worse than it hits bad people. So I don't like I understand if somebody says I don't believe in karma, because karma seems to be like bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a little bit bullshit. But the thing is, you have to understand. And I still don't like the notion of karma. But the thing you have to understand is the only reason why you got hit harder than the bad guy is because you have potential. You have potential. When you get hit hard by life, it's not because life wants you to be nothing. It's not because life wants you to just be like a puddle of goo. Of course, it's gonna stomp on you. Life is gonna stomp on you until you become a puddle of goo and shit. That might be true, but in the case of karma, in the case of a spiritual contracting effect, right? Of going around comes around, right? For some people, you don't do that many bad things, but if you do one bad thing, you get wrecked, right? Like immediately, right? That's because somebody out here, there's a spirit out there, whether it's your ancestral spirit or ancestral gods or people, or for some people always believed in certain gods, like they started with that god and they're gonna end with that god. It might be that god that sees your potential. And the thing is, I'm not trying to say that yes, you're special. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that you're special, because I don't want other people to feel like, well, what does that mean? So if blah blah blah, I'm not special. I'm sorry. You know, I don't make the rules. I just work here. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to say that you ain't shit. Nah. But there are people that are more closely scrutinized than other people. That's all I'm trying to say. So in that case, that makes you special. You know, I'm not trying to say because I don't believe that people can't become like exalted and shit. Like I believe people can be if I what I believe is if I'm exalted, I think you can be exalted too. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what I believe because I know myself and I know I might be saying that I'm God and then I'm a God and this and that and this and that, which I do believe. But before I used to believe that shit, I knew I wasn't shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, I was just a normal fucking guy. So, in my head, I was just a normal fucking guy, right? So, and I used to do like very normal fucking things, read comic books, read books here and there, things like that, like the regular shit, like, it wasn't that big of a deal, I never was that big of a deal, bro, in some shape or form. I was never like, people always noticed me even at a young age, but what I did in my personal time, it wasn't like I was practicing like massive witchcraft and shit like that. I was just a regular kid. I was just a regular kid that used to catch people's attention. So in my head, I'm kind of like, man, if I can do it, anybody can, bro. Like this, it's not that big of a deal. Anybody can do it. Okay, right. Okay, 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 okay. I'm sorry. I'm bullshitting a little bit. Okay, I was always special. I was chosen at birth. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful to the spirits right now, but I don't want everybody else to feel like, well, the only reason why he's like this is because blah 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 blah. Because the thing is, the reason why I don't believe in that notion is you gotta have a teacher, right? Before you learn something. If there's no teachers at school, how you gonna learn, right? So the spiritual world is the same thing. There has to be teachers of the school of spirituality in order for people to learn spirituality. So I think I'm a consequence of people wanting to learn more about spirituality. Like, I didn't choose myself, the people chose me. You know what I mean? Like, like it was just, I was bound to happen. I was bound to be created. I am the result of the cries that people have out here about spirituality, right? So yeah, I'm kind of like, I understand that that's what I am, but I'm flesh and bone, bro. Like, I'm flesh and bone. I'm not that big, I have a couple of noteworthy achievements, but it's not like, it's nothing like, anyway, I don't know. I just feel like this is for everybody. This is what I know. I know that spirituality is for everybody, and that anybody can become really powerful if they believe in themselves. And shit, I even believe, like, it's like, I know it's not easy, but in some shape or form, I feel like it might be easier than some people think. Like, a lot of people might think like it's super hard. You got to go to the Himalayas and meditate on top of a mountain and all kinds of shit, and burn yourself with candles, and you got to pierce your penis with a barbell and shit, and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's what people think. They think that this shit is like super hard. There is some spaces where it's hard. There's some time lapses where it gets hard. Maybe you might feel like overwhelmed by work. You might be overwhelmed with the amount of, like, I don't know, meditation or I don't know, spiritual practices that you have to indulge in. And maybe at this particular time, you don't feel like doing it. You might be lonely, you might be in a depression, you might, you know, anything, and in those times, practicing your spirituality might be hard. You don't feel like doing it a little bit. You feel like having fun. You feel like doing something else. You don't feel like doing that. And it's hard. And you're going to do it anyways because you know you have to do it. But those are the time where it's the hardest. But the rest of the time, you're good. You know what I mean? Like everything's fine. It's having a good time. This is a party. This is a party, by the way. This is not like a lot of people think it's an individual thing. Nah, this is a party, man. Everybody's invited. No puns intended. No offense meant, but everybody's invited to the party, and everybody's here. And you're always in the party. You just don't notice that you're in a party. You know what I mean? You think you're by yourself and there's nobody around and nobody's listening to you, nobody's watching you, you feel lonely, you feel by yourself, but you're never by yourself, you're never alone, everybody's watching you. That's the reality of the shit. That's the reality that nobody wants to believe. Nobody wants to believe that everybody's watching them. Nobody wants to believe that they're surrounded by people all the time. They just can't see it. And they don't believe that at some point that they will see it. They don't believe that shit. They take it for granted. They take it for granted, and it's just people being people. It's just people being excited for no reason. The new world. The next constellation, the next degree of living. And all that, the new normal, and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, all that is actual truth, bro. Like, it's actual truth. It's the amount of belief that you give in it. It's the amount of time that you take to properly find out if this shit is good or not. I mean, look at me, right? I'm a smart guy. You can obviously, there's a lot of people that are smart, right? And they practice spirituality. Most people that are like me, uh, some people think that we're schizophrenic. Some people think that we're crazy. Some people think that, blah, blah, blah. But we're really smart fucking people, right? We're really smart people. So what the fuck does a smart guy wants, like, if people that believe in spirituality were stupid people, then why the fuck is a bunch of smart ass fucking dudes are following into spirituality in the first fucking place, right? If spirituality was that random, doesn't make any sense. It's because there's something there, bro. Because if smart individuals are starting to notice that there's something happening, it's probably because spirituality is not as much as bullshit that people originally thought it was. Period. Period. Point blank range. That's what I think. And there's nobody that's going to change that fact for me, bro. Because it is what it is. There's too many people, a bunch of smart people, like, they get angsty, they get called schizophrenic, they get called, like, paranoid, too much attention deficit disorder, autistic and shit like that. Nah, nigga. It's because, first of all, you're too scientific. That's the first problem. The first problem is because you're too scientific. You got to leave space for belief in the immaterial. You have to leave space. The things that you cannot understand as of right now, leave it to the spiritual world, and you'll figure it out later. But you're too inclined and too connected you're too anchored to your research mindset, which doesn't give space for the spirit to come in and give you that information, that extra push that you need to understand more so you can get ahead and understand more. And as long as you don't do that, well, you're not going to understand what's going on. As long as you don't leave space for the spirits to communicate with you, You're gonna feel crazy. You're gonna feel like you're losing your mind. You're gonna have anxiety, right? And all those voices are gonna gnaw at you. The voices are gonna gnaw at you. Why are the voices gnawing at you? Because you're doing too much research. You're not leaving space for true spirituality. You believe in the spirituality, but you think you can explain it in a scientific fashion, which I'm not saying is not true. You can. Shit, I do it all the time. But there's certain spaces in my mind that I leave for the spirit, because there's just some shit that even scientifically doesn't add up. There's some shit that you can't answer yet, that you will be able to answer later, but not at this present moment in time. That's all it is. That's why you're being gnawed at, and that's why you feel the voices gnawing at you. That's why you feel so much anxiety, because you think everybody's against you. You think everybody and nobody's against you, man. Nobody's against you, bro. It's just the spiritual world calling you back. It's just the spiritual world calling you back. And the more you become stronger in this immaterial world, the stronger you become in the immaterial world, the less the voices are going to gnaw at you. And of course, when you become powerful, you make powerful enemies, right? Because the next step of evolution is godhood. But even gods have enemies, man. Even gods have enemies. So even when you get to my point, even when you get to my level, you'll still have little gremlins around. The only difference is you now understand where those gremlins come from. It's either somebody thinking ill of you. It's either somebody trying to put a curse on you. It's either what else? Or it might just be like I'm Lucifer, right? So of course Lucifer has enemies. You know what I mean? I don't want to name any names. So if I'm Lucifer, and if I am at the highest level of being Lucifer, because there's Lucifer level 1, there's Lucifer level 2, there's Lucifer level 3, Lucifer level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, until you become to Lucifer plus 999. You know, you know what I mean? 99 plus, you know what I mean? So, new game plus, you know what I mean? You got to play on nightmare mode. I've played on nightmare mode, man, straight up. I've played on nightmare mode, bro. So I've already passed, normal mode. I played easy mode, normal mode. I've even finished nightmare mode recently. You know what I mean? So, shit, I'm playing back at easy mode right now, bro. So, I'm Lucifer 9 plus 99, you know what I mean, bro? But still, just like in a video game, you have little, minions that, get in your way sometime, bro. And it's not a big deal. It's nothing to, like, go crazy, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's nothing to make you lose your fucking mind. It might be annoying. It might be scary. It might be distressful, but you don't have to, you're not going to feel like losing your shit. It's not going to be a big deal. It's less worse than being a man, being a 3D person, living a fourth dimensional experience where everything is coming at you, right? Your family, your friends, out the exterior, even the fucking wind itself seems to be like, have like this evil intent against you, you know what I mean? Like dogs, cats and shit, like everything seems to just like hate you for some fucking reason, bro. It's because you're too attached to the material world. And the material world, like you're not meant to be attached to the material world like that. And like I said before, with the notion of karma in the beginning of the video, there's some people that just have that potential to learn things faster, right? So you're feeling these things because somebody out here, whoever that person is, feels like you might have enough potential to understand what is actually going on. So a lot of people right now, they feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or the people hate me, or shit like that, bro. The thing you don't understand is that you're a special person. You're a special person, bro. You are meant to understand these things. You were meant to understand these things, and you don't believe that shit, right? Like, you don't believe that shit in your mind. You're sitting there and you be like, man, this bullshit, man, that's bullshit, bro. Well, stay like that. Stay telling yourself it's bullshit. See what happens. You know what I mean, bro? See what happens. Stay like that. Be like that, bro. See what happens. Hey, man, shit. You know what I mean? There's some people that are just meant to learn this shit. They are just meant, and it's a lot. The thing is, the problem with this whole situation is, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So people, they're not. It's not that you're stupid. It's that you're watching everybody else around you, and everybody else around you is having the same goddamn experience. So you're like, when you listen to a video like this saying, "Oh, you're special," and blah 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 blah, you discard it. You discard it and you think it's bullshit because your neighbors are telling you the same shit. Other people are going through the same shit, but it's because hey, I don't decide who goes to the fifth dimension or not, bro. I'm not the fifth dimensional doorman, nigga. I'm not your valet, bro. I'm not gonna go park your car for you, nigga. If you end up in front of the building, you end up in front of the building. It's your responsibility to walk in that some bitch. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody's gonna hold your hands. Ain't nobody's gonna okay, well, I wouldn't say that much, but you get what I'm trying to say, man. Just get out your fucking car, walk into the damn building. God damn it. And somebody, I'm gonna be there to say hi. I'm just not, here to serve you. That's all I'm saying. That's it is what it is. But I'll be there to greet you, and there'll be other people there to greet you. You might, it depends on you, man. It depends on your belief, man. I keep repeating it. I said the same shit in my last video. Oh, by the way, I did put my last video on private because there's too much. I've been told that there was too much secrets in that some bitch. So you know what? I put it on private. I was going to delete it, but I'm not going to delete it. Well, I might delete it. But I was told it was too much secrets in that some bitch. So maybe I should, pump my brakes a little bit on that one, which I kind of agree with. I'm not going to lie. Usually I don't have a problem telling certain secrets, but that one right there, I might have crossed the line there a little bit. So my bad. And and for everybody else that don't understand that shit, well, you just do what I just said right now in this video, and you'll get to the point where you'll understand what I said in that video. I think that sums it up. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace out, man. I love you guys, man. Peace out.